Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I did a class on Sunday on victims to victory. And as you could imagine, that topic, it ranges from different categories, domestic violence to women's liberation or women's facade of liberation, the trickery concerning women, and I am a very neutral person when it comes to women and men issues. But one of the things that came to mind as I listened to the video from Sunday was Mary. And when I began to go back in my mind, I looked at how Mary was presented to me as a child. And then my mind came back and I realized again how, when I studied the scriptures on Mary and Jesus, how those scriptures led to the power of a woman. Because the woman bears the seed, we all know. But some of us have to wake up to the fact that we're so powerful that we're the one that carry the seed. No matter how the seed is presented, a woman's energy has to nurture a seed. And yes, it's the man that plants it, but for centuries and eras, the man has been presented as the dominant force. And this is good because we and our families, Black people, need our families to come back together and unify. So we're working on generational circumstances. Some of us can't get the families back together concerning the man and the woman, but we could teach our children better. And one of the things that makes it hard is the fact of the matter is that women are looked at in the undercurrent of discussions and day-to-day work as something that's not really important. And some people will disagree with me on that, but I give you pennies for your thoughts. Thought-provoking information. That when we go to the Bible and we're reading about men, this puts a message in our mind that men are more powerful because they were the ones that were doing all of the world shaping and changing throughout history. And, a lot of people don't know that the Bible is history. It's stories that are taken out of other allegories from all over the world, by the way. However, I want to stay on course. And so the message is inspired because you will get inspiration if you're searching for truth. And especially if you are someone that is advocated and designated to discover truths. You're going to sit down and then you're going to teach people that. Why? Because you're going to see that there's a message of freedom for everyone. So Mary, in some religions, and I would say in Christianity, because I grew up in that, was looked at as someone that was not important. No, you're going to just focus on Jesus. And really, I had so many thoughts about that because I didn't understand why there would be camaraderie and combativeness concerning talking about Mary. Because, if we share a world that's full of love, then why would you cut out one? Like Catholics and Christians, when they talk, you know what I'm saying? And then Christians, some of them don't know that the Roman Catholics or the Romans were the ones that really put a seal on Christianity and the message of the Bible. So another nugget in case we don't know these things. And so what that means to me is that there could be alterations in the power of a woman or a man. Some could be written in as powerful and some could be taken out. And truly, this is a day where many protesting are going on all over the world and people are getting killed, for the sake of freedom because they don't want to be oppressed anymore. And so when I began to think of Mary, I said, okay, for years, I had the information concerning Mary and the adversity. But that same adversity is upon each and every one of us as women. And it's even harder on Black women because There is a separation and divide in all types of areas. I don't want to get into that because the video would be too long, but I want you guys to think about what I'm saying. A woman is powerful, no matter what color she is. She's even powerful when she does not see colors. Because one of the colors that the world sees is green. And I won't even explain that to you, but it is so. So when the woman and the women are able to come together and make distinct goals to advocate for one another, this is when we will really see the power that we have. I would say, even if you look at the time that, George Floyd was killed, and then Breonna Taylor, and all of the messages this year of the individuals in the Black culture that were killed is standing out. And it's because it's a time and a season for everything. 55 years ago, you will look back and see that we were in that time, and Malcolm X and King and JFK and them were discussing these issues, and they were out, so to speak, trying to help the Black people to be able to get more of what they should get. And now, it's flowing through, because now we see men, you see, this has been predominant even over the last 10 years, starting with Trayvon Martin, God bless him and his family. But then, I don't know, I looked at Breonna Taylor, and I've seen a lot of women go through adversity with brutality throughout the 10 years. But I looked at Breonna Taylor as another part of what happened to George Floyd this year, and it bringing a seal of information that says, you got to get the whole picture. You can't just look at the men now. You got to look at the women now. And for me, it's always going back to the Bible. And so looking at Breonna, and even in our discussion, you remain a victim if you don't say anything and if you don't do anything. That means to move forward and even be a part of groups that are advocating for women. And I'm not talking about advocating against marriages, but advocating to teach women what it takes to be a woman. And a woman is not going to run from her family, nor her husband. These are things that Black women have, needed to learn. Women are going to go back to morality. They're going to begin to dress the way that they should concerning the discrepancy and what it really takes to keep a man. There's a lot of immoralities concerning women that women have not been taught, as so the men. And so when we have women that talk about narcissism and the victimization of that, or domestic violence, the issues are that we have not been taught as women how to operate in relationships. Mary, in our eyesight, was put underneath the bushel concerning Jesus. Why wouldn't I show everybody Mary in Christianity when she is the one that birthed Jesus? There's a spiritual birthing and there's a physical birth, you see. And so what that means is that a lot of things about women was swept under the rug. Well, we got to take the rug and expose things, even exposing people that have hurt us. Now, you think about that. And even with my groups on Sundays, we have these discussions. There's a healing. And I was telling them, I said, the victimization, you want to meditate on the sacral chakra and the root chakra, because you want that stability to come in. And it's not coming from outside, it's coming from within you. And that's why we're talking about the new age. Some people are against it, but if an era changes, that means that everything is going to change. That means even your doctrines. That means even your laws. Now, you can email me at ifwbuilders@gmail.com. My name is Kim, for those that don't know me. And our website, you can go there. We have a mobile app that you can connect with, because we're going to be having business networking events coming up next month. And the website is www.wealthyliving.org. You guys be blessed, and think about, become conscious of, don't just go off the rails and tell people that you've been a victim and you're not taking it anymore. Think about it. meditate on it, and begin to rise above the unconsciousness that we've been living in as a group. Blessings.